Can you teach an old toilet new tricks? We'll find out today. This is a Corky flapper. It's an adjustable flapper. You can see it has holes in it. Each hole either allows more or less water in it. We're going to use this flapper in conjunction with a fill valve to control how much water goes into the toilet bowl at the end of each flush. The idea is to reduce the amount of water by having the flapper close earlier, saving water over a long period of time. Here we have a fill valve. When it's up, it shuts the water off to fill the tank. When it drops, when the flapper opens, it lowers it and begins to refill the tank. You can also adjust the level for a finite adjustment with this adjustment rod, so it doesn't go over your overflow tube. Next, take a pencil and mark the level of the water in the toilet. After you do that, flush the toilet and then adjust the fill valve by pushing the float down. Note in this picture that the fill tube is going into the flush valve. I also make an adjustment to the flush valve. It was closing too fast, so I'm reducing it down a little bit. Adjust the rod one more time and flush it again. You can see the water level has definitely dropped. This is a good sign. Now I'm going to load it up with a bunch of toilet paper to see if the level is enough to flush a full load. Okay, we're flushing the toilet. Let's see what it does. Hopefully it clears the whole entire load right out of there. It's going down. Here we go. Voila! Perfect. So I flushed the toilet several times, allowing it to refill, flush, and then refill, checking to see that it comes back up to the same line as it has. I saved about a ½ inch of water each time. After making this video, I got thinking about how much water was actually being wasted going down the drain by having the fill tube go down the flush valve. This is standard operation in all toilets. I removed it and the results were incredibly different. Watch the rest of this video and you'll see what I'm talking about. Note the overflow doesn't have a fill tube going into it. I removed this to allow the tank to fill without pouring water into the bowl, which raises the height of the water in the toilet bowl each time. That tube is only used to rinse the bowl. Here's the results of removing the fill tube from the flush valve. The fill tube's primary job is just to rinse the bowl. I flushed this toilet several times to make sure that it flushes correctly. Everything seems to operate as normal. It doesn't really make that much difference to me to have the fill tube going down the flush valve. Here's the water line that the water returns to each time after filling it. The toilet fills much quicker because there's no water being flushed down the bowl. This chart's here primarily because this shows it how much water can be saved for 10 flushes per day for a family. So you can read across this and see that after a year of flushing the toilet 10 times per day, you save about 2,281 gallons. That's a lot of water when you add that up. If you have an apartment complex, that turns into tens of thousands of gallons at the end of the year. So you can teach an old toilet new tricks.